The first step in setting up the MF Pro flow meter is attaching the probe to the bottom of the weighting rod. Simply tighten the thumb screw until it is snug. Next, you will attach the MF Pro device to the display mount, turning it onto the screw in a clockwise fashion until snug. You will then attach the probe cable to the MF Pro. Ensure that the 5 prongs are aligned and tighten in a clockwise fashion until snug. Next, you will set up the engineer's tape measure. Note that this tape measure denotes increments in tenths of a foot. Secure the stake in the bank of the stream as near to the water as possible, but not in the water. Attach the end securely on the opposite bank. It may be useful to place your own second stake to secure this end. Alternatively, you may find a rock or log to hold it down. Do what works for your scenario to ensure that the tape is taut across the stream. Power on the MF Pro and wait a moment for it to boot up. Press OK at the self-test results screen. Use the arrow button to scroll to the profiler option and click OK. Enter the initials of the stream samplers. For more than one sampler, separate sets of initials with an underscore. Press OK. On the next screen, select Stream and press the OK button. Enter the abbreviation for the stream you are sampling. Press OK. The next screen will prompt you to enter stage reference. Leave this blank and simply press OK. Your first station will be designated as Edge. Select the Edge/obstruction option and press OK. Select left or right depending on which side of the stream you are starting with as you look upstream. In this case, we began on the left side. Your distance to vertical at this edge will automatically be set to 0. Scroll down to the small Next button and click OK. You will now see Station 2 at the top of the screen. Station 2 is where you will begin taking measurements in the stream. Your distance to vertical for Station 2 will be 1/10 of the width of the stream. In this case, the stream was 7 feet wide, so Station 2's distance to vertical measurement was 0.7 feet. Type in your respective value and press OK. Position the weighting rod at the correct measurement on the measuring tape and press the release button on the weighting rod to lower the probe fully. Select the Set Depth button on the MF Pro and press OK. Scroll down to Measure Velocity and press OK. If the depth reading on the Set Depth screen indicated that the stream is less than 1.5 feet deep, you will be taking only one velocity measurement at that station. If the depth is greater than 1.5 feet, you will be taking 2 velocity measurements at that station. In this case, the stream was about 0.35 feet deep at Station 2, so we took 1 measurement. Make your selection, press OK, then press OK again for the default depth of 60% depth for 1 velocity measurement. At the end of this video, we will go over details for sampling stations with a depth greater than 1.5 feet. On this screen, notice the small green block on the right side. Using the release button, you will raise or lower the weighting rod so that the small black stripe on the right-hand side of the screen aligns with the green block. When it does, you will hear a short beep and the sensor depth reading will be highlighted in green. Ensure that Capture is selected on the bottom left corner of the screen and press OK. Hold the weighting rod as steady as possible while the progress reading reaches 100%. Once complete, press OK. Then press OK again to return to the main screen. Ensure that Next is selected on the bottom of the screen, then press OK. This will move you to your next station, in this case, Station 3. Upon completing Station 10, which is your last station in the stream, you will be on the opposite bank and will select Next and press OK. The screen will now indicate Station 11. You will select Edge/obstruction, press OK, and select either left or right, depending on which side of the stream you are on as you face upstream. In this case, we finished on the right bank. Press OK. Back at the main screen, scroll down to Save Data and Exit, and press OK. Use the backspace button to clear the text, and then enter the abbreviation of the stream followed by the date. Press OK. All water sample bottles contain a small amount of reagent chemical. Because of this, please be careful not to let any contents flow back out of the bottle and into the stream. To collect the sample, carefully remove the cap of the bottle and be sure not to touch the rim of the bottle or inside of the cap. Face upstream, hold the bottle under the water until just submerged, and allow the bottle to fill 3/4 of the way. Be careful not to overfill the bottle, as this will dilute the reagent solution and render laboratory tests inaccurate. For this training video, we did not use an actual sample bottle, but the ones you will use will have a label on them, which must be filled out at each stream. A pro tip is to fill out the label before taking the sample to ensure easier writing and legibility while the label is still dry. We will now go over instructions for measuring two velocities when a station in the stream is deeper than 1.5 feet. Follow the typical steps for distance to vertical and set depth. Then navigate to the Measure Velocity screen and select 2 points instead of 1. The following screen will look like this, showing you that the two depths you will measure at that station are 80% depth and 20% depth. Choose either option and measure the velocity as you normally would. In this case, we started with 80% depth. When the progress reaches 100%, press OK, and you will be returned to the screen where you can then choose the second depth, in this case 20%. Measure the velocity again as you normally would.